Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you wouldn't mind just hitting the subscribe button, like, sharing the video, we have new episodes coming out every Monday and Thursday. Enjoy.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
Look, that's probably the drunkest I've been in so long is when I went drinking with Kip the other night, like probably last week, 2 weeks ago. Because do you know there's like a bunch of fucking rap in Worcester. It's crazy. Like Frank the Butcher's there. This dude RE7 who put out an album with Frank the Butcher that's really good. Like DJ Jack Frost. It's just crazy. I had no idea.
Damn, yo, I'm not tapped into that. Like,
No, it's
up
it's
to
a local like area.
Yeah,
thing,
like
but-
I'm still like getting to know like all of the underground shit. Like,
Yeah.
there's still a lot of underground shit that I haven't even covered. Like, I just got into John Monte, and I dived heavy into.
All
that
right,
shit.
I feel like we'll start.
Yeah.
Fucking John Monte. I had never heard of him before Supply and Demand.
Word.
And I felt like an idiot that I never heard. Because I've gone back and listened to his shit so much. He's fire.
Yo, yeah, I've gone back. Like, it's so funny because the way it is when it comes to like people that I end up wanting to work with, I'll just dive head into all their shit. Like, I'll listen to like everything from front to start to back, and then I'll just like DM them like, "Yo, I just listened to all your shit. Whatever you need me, man, let me know. Like, I'll get on that shit." And it's like, that's usually how it works out for me. But John Monte, Rome Streets is another one. Like, when I first found out about Rome Streets, I dived into everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah. Same with Esty and Al Divino. Same with them when I
Yeah.
heard them for the first time. Or this is actually fucking Drill Scott Heron is one of my favorite
Yo.
tapes. Like that's the best drill album I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, same.
And that actually is the first time I saw your art, but I didn't realize it was you until like
Yeah.
later on.
Like, yo, are we started? Do we start?
Yeah, we just started.
All right,
This is-
cool. Like,
Yeah, no,
yo,
it's the-
fucking at Top Shelf, like when I had the Fungus, like I had it, and some guy comes up to me, he's like, "Yo, like, Uncle John just told me you did some work for him," and like, mind you, like I'm already like tripping, like this Fungus got me going. So he comes up to me, and I totally forget what I did for Uncle John. Like,
You're just
totally forget the name of the projects, like. I'm just like, oh yeah, damn! Like I did this for Uncle John, but like I'm looking on my phone and I'm like,
You're like trying to scroll through Instagram.
yeah, trying to scroll through just to
You're
find
like,
the names.
shit,
but
shit.
It's New Militia and it's Drill Sky Heron. That's the two I did for Uncle John.
Oh wait, New Militia's where he's holding up the
yeah,
pig head.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you did. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yo,
yeah.
that shit was so fire, man. Like, actually, like the first time I've ever done shrooms, like it wasn't really like that good of a trip. Like it wasn't a bad trip, but like. I went into it looking for something, like looking for like colors and all that. But the trip was more of like how I was feeling and like what we were going through, like as a whole, as America at the time.
Yeah. Was this during like quarantine and shit?
This was like it was June of last year, so
Okay,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
right after the riots, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was right after the riots, and like, so this is the first time I'm leaving my house. So I go chill with my boy Lucas, and he's like, "Yo, you want to do shrooms?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" So we do them. And we walk from his house all the way, like, we walk all the way down, like, a park, and we're in, like, LES, and we just, like, walking. And, like, I don't really like to walk that long, because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
if we're
yeah.
going far, I'd rather Uber. I'm a bigger guy, like,
I got
But
you.
on the shrooms, I was just like, yo, let's just keep walking, bro. So we're just, like, walking, and I see, like, all the, like, the graffiti from, like, the rioting and all that. And everything that I was like seeing, it was just like it just hit me. Like, so Uncle John hits me up. He's like, "Oh, I got you some projects called New Militia, and I need a cover for it." So
Just out of the blue, had you had any relation?
oh
with him
yeah,
before?
me and I've like that's the thing. Like whenever I want to work with artists, like I kind of get annoying because like I'll send them shit, and then I'll be like, "Yo, I'm here," and then I'll send them more shit. Like what I did for Uncle John is I made him like on top of the world because when I first heard him, I was like, damn, this guy's gonna be on top of the world one day, and so I just drew him on top of a world rapping, and I sent it to him, and he was like, oh, this is fire. So you know what I'm saying? A little after that is when like he approached me with the project, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'd love to, and literally, like, I just got like hit with so much inspiration. Him being from DC and all that, and like he actually went out on the riots and all that. I watched him like go out, so it just kind of hit. So every idea that he told me he had, I had an idea that matched that idea, and so that's where the pig head came from, like the White House on fire, like the 1312, like all that stuff. Like it just hit. So yeah, that's the story of that cover. It was pretty dope how it came
Did
out.
you paint it while you were tripping?
No. It was a little bit. It was like maybe a day or two afterwards, so I wasn't tripping anymore. But like that trip definitely inspired it.
You said you send people. Was that from the beginning? Like, have you always been proud of your work?
Yeah, man. Like, I what I do is like sometimes like I'll make shit, and with the intention of the artist using it. So regardless of the fact if they have a project or not, because like sometimes like the artwork's already done, they just don't have the project for it.
Well,
So,
you're talented as fuck.
Appreciate
I
you.
fucking love your shit. I have for a long time.
you.
Like, you've been, like, big people have also, like, respected your work. So you have things to show. I do get the, like, this is all I talked. So it's hard to send, like, hey, listen to this hour of me talking to somebody. Like, and maybe you'd want to do it too. Like, I don't have that. I love my work, but I feel weird, like, sending it out because I don't have. I don't know.
No, I totally get that. It's kind of different, like, because, like, you know how it is. Like, people's attention span is, like, you either get it or you don't. So sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But, like, when it comes to, like, full-length, like, projects or, like, links to, like, an hour-long, like, I get that. Like, because some people will DM me, and they'll be like, yo, listen to my album. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that I don't want to. Sometimes I just don't want to. But, like,
Right.
sometimes I don't have the time to.
I hate when I actually do and it's trash.
And I don't want that to happen.
No,
then, like,
because I've
what am I
also
gonna
listened
say?
to some good ones that, like, shout out Cuts Diego. Everyone go, like, he's a dope ass artist, and he messaged me, and I listened to his project, and now, like, but it doesn't always work like that. Like, you
Yeah.
do have to have work to be able to put out.
Bro, I had one guy just like DM me, like he DM'd me and he was like, "Oh, like I like your work, like I want something done for me." I'm like, "All right, cool, like let me know, whatever." And after that, he just sent me nothing but links to his music for like a week straight, and it was just like nonstop, like maybe 3 times a day. And at the end of it, I was just like, "Yo, bro, like, what am I gonna do? Like,
Yeah,
like what am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do? Send it to somebody else or something?" Like,
Yes, I hate that. Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about this that much. But someone did that to me, and I finally was like, all right, I'll talk to them. And then they just straight up stood me up, didn't show up to the pie. It's like, all right, fuck you. Like, I'm not gonna play that shit anymore.
like yeah, like sometimes you like, yeah.
But back to the like, I love having artists on from especially the like Griselda era because it created like a stream. But with Uncle John, like him and like Van Ghost and Supreme, no, not Reject 2 were like the first 2 projects from like this area that I first heard. And when I heard Reject 2, I was like, oh shit, this is different. This is gonna create something. And it fucking did.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Man, what year was that?
2015.
Yo, I didn't get into.
We turn the AC on you.
I didn't get into any of the underground stuff until like 2017, 2018, 2017. Because is that the year? What year Blind Tell came out? 2018.
2017.
So that's the year. Because I was anticipating that coming out. Because my man Thousand Words put me on. Shout out to Thousand Words, man. He's amazing photographer.
Shout
first
out
and
1,000
foremost.
Words.
He put me on to West Side Gun. I've never listened to him and my guy Cordova too. Shout out to my guy Cordova. Can't forget about him. I remember I was chilling with both of them, and they both put me on to Griselda, and I was like, damn, like the hell was I doing before then? Like, what was I listening to before? Like,
What were you listening to before?
all right, so I'm pretty young. I'm 24. So
I'm 24 too.
Oh, it's dope. So yeah, we're 24.
Yeah.
And like at the time, I was listening to like Ski Mask, like you know what I'm saying, like that, like Uzi. I'm from Philly, so
Yeah.
like I got.
I love that shit too. I love that shit
That's
too.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I already had a good idea of what was going on the mainstream. I just didn't I couldn't find anything that was like Wu-Tang. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't find anything that was like that where it was still like bars and like rapping and like I'll kill you, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
like
shit
hard
that.
shit.
Yeah, like that's what I was looking for. Like I was just a little tired of the mumble shit. And then I got put on to SummerSlam. No, I got put on to Birdie by Conway, and so I heard that, and
So you knew 1,000 Words before all this.
yo, actually, we'll get into that in a second.
All
Cause
right.
the way me and him met was just like, it was just fate.
And one more question, and then you can get back to it. Were you doing artwork at all at this?
I was in
Time.
college at the time, so I had just learned Illustrator, so I was like playing with it. I wasn't really like dumb nice at it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I don't think I'm dumb nice at it now, but like
You are
I wasn't
dumb-
as
you are
nice as I
dumb
was
nice at it
now. Like, you know, but I was just playing with it for a little bit.
Yeah.
All
right, so back to you heard
So I heard
Birdie.
I heard Birdie, and we watched the video, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." This
You can
man's
spark
like,
that up whenever.
He was rapping with like the side. Nah, you can start it. So he was rapping with like the side of his mouth, and I was like, "Yo, like, what happened to him? Like, what?" And so then like I dove deep and like found out about Conway's story. Like, started listening to shit. Like, I didn't really start listening to them at that point. Like, I knew of them, heard Birdie, and I was like, "All right, this is cool." And then Rock Marcy has a show at the Highline Barroom, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a couple years ago.
So you were a Rock Marcy fan at this point.
At this point, I knew Rock Marcy because of an Action Bronson song. I was already on to Action Bronson at that point. so
Okay, yeah.
already listening to him, so I knew of Rock Marcy, and like I had a pretty good understanding of his place and like the whole thing. And so we go to his show. 1,000 Words invites me. He's like, "Yo, Rock Marcy's having this show. Pop out." I was like, "All right, cool." I go, and Mayhem's there. Action pops out, and then Rock goes on stage, and Rock's performing. I'm just like really listening to Rock at this point, so I'm like, all right, I fucking love Rock, so this is great. And then Gun comes out, and they do SummerSlam '88. And at this point, I was about to leave the event because I had some other shit that I had to go handle, so I left. But as I'm walking out, like I'm literally walking out of the building, and I stop because I hear SummerSlam '88. And I turn around and I look, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, who is this? So I text 1,000 Words. Mind you, he's over there doing what he's doing.
Taking pictures and filming and shit?
Doing his thing. So I'm like, yo, who is this? And what song is this? And he's like, bro, that's West Side Gun. I'm like, the guy you put me on to like a couple days ago? He was like, yeah, that's him. And I was like, what song is this, bro? Like, and he was like, yo, that's SummerSlam '88. Bro, after that, I listened to SummerSlam '88, was like, all right, this is the song. Excuse me. I was like, all right, this is the song. And then
That's the one with Anderson .Paak.
No. That's WrestleMania.
Oh,
SummerSlam
WrestleMania.
'88 is I'm a motherfucking legend.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
Sorry, yeah.
I heard that shit and I was like, yo, I'm a fan. That's it. He's talking about wrestling. I love wrestling. He's talking about hood shit. I love that shit. Like, what else do I need?
I'm all good.
So I'm listening to that, find out about Gun, and then at that point, Blind Tell was coming out. So I was actually anticipating that for that to come out. And then I loved it. That's when the Anderson .Paak shit was
That
on there.
album is when that album
crazy.
came out. That was when I really was like, all right, I'm all into
Yeah,
this
that's
shit.
so I think a lot of people like us, we hold that album closely because that was it for us. Like that was like, all right, we're on to this. We fuck with this. What else?
Is that your favorite?
Yes.
Yeah.
I could say that's my favorite because of the sentimental value to it, but also because of all the heat that's in there. Like I listen to Braw's Face maybe once a day. twice
That's
a
me
day.
with Brutus. I still say Brutus is the best song with all three of them. I also do love Hitler 7.
Love it.
And I love Fly God is an Awesome God too.
Love it.
People don't give that. That's the best album of 2020. Fuck, that's his best album of 2020.
That's my favorite because I got the alternate cover. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
my
did.
favorite.
That is true.
But also that put me on the Stove God. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
great album. That was a great project. Like he had Stove God on that shit 3 times and he bodied every single verse.
That's how I found out about Armani.
Yep.
Armani killed Lil C's.
Yeah.
That song's
Armani is another beast, man. She's doing her thing too. So shout out to Armani Caesar.
We have a lot. How did you meet Thousand Words? You said that was just fate. Shout out Thousand Words. He's like,
Yo.
he's at the forefront of the culture too.
Yo, he's like, I think about him whenever I do anything. Because, like, I already know how he reacts. So I'm like, yo, how's he going to react when he sees this shit? And, like, that's why whenever I do shit, I want to do it to impress him. Because he put me on to this shit. You know, that's my big brother. So got to make him proud, you know, before anything. But everything else is extra, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, he put me on to Griselda. And the way me and him met is we went to an Action Bronson event. I was at, like, a pizza shop. And I didn't know him at the time, but like we were both in line, and he was in the front, and I was more in the back. So we got ashtray. So I was in the back, and at that point, to us, it seemed like we weren't getting in to the people that I were with, but Body, Alchemist, Act, all of them, like they ended up coming out to see the crowd anyway. So. It's funny because I met Mayhem Loren the day before because I was walking back to like my dorms at the time, and right there, that's on 31st where the DMV is, and Mayhem was there, like getting his idea of some shit, and I was like, holy shit, you're Mayhem Loren. He's like, I am, and I'm like, so we met there, and then I saw him the next day, so then he was like, oh shit, you're the guy I met yesterday. So at that point, I see Thousand Words, but I don't know who he is, and he doesn't know who I am, but like we look at each other. And then, like, we just nod to each other, and that's it. So we didn't say anything to each other. Like, it was, like, no communication. Like, we just saw each other, we nodded, and that was it. So usually at this point, like, whenever I went to an event, I would just, like, go to, like, the artist page and see if, like, there's any pictures or some shit. Because I was like, damn, like, I want to keep some of them shits for, like, sentimental value, you know? So I saw he had got a jersey signed by Action that day, the Blue Chips jersey. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, shit, that's the guy that I saw the other day. So I ended up following him, and then I'm on his page, and he's like, wrestling, Power Rangers. And I'm like, bro, this is shit that I love. Like, who is this guy? So we just start DMing each other, and we start talking about wrestling and music. And, like, so we're, like, kind of, like, it's like when you meet somebody that, like, kind of likes the same shit that you do, but you're kind of testing them to see how cool they are. So he's like sending me shit, and I'm sending him shit, and we're like both like impressing each other, or at least I think we were. And it was just like so cool because like that's how most of my friends became friends.
Exactly, yeah.
So I was just like, yo, like you're pretty cool, man. He's like, yo, you too, like, and then that was it. And then we ended up seeing each other again. Like he came into my job. I was working at Zoomies at the time, and we saw each other again. I was like, yo, bro, like. What's good, man?
Wait, he came in while you were working?
Yeah, he came in like randomly. Like he was just like coming in, like he was with his friends and shit.
That's
and
wild.
He just came in and we saw each other again. I was like, look at this guy. Like it's, you know, third time I met him at that point or whatever. But, you know, we just became close. You know what I'm saying? And like he just put me on to everything, and like he's put me on to like mad opportunities and shit. So, Thousand Words is definitely like my big brother. So, yeah, he's the guy.
You said you were doing Illustrator. And you started Illustrator in college.
Yeah.
Did you think art was like where you are now?
No way.
Like
I learned. I went to school. Let me get the lighter. I went to school for advertising, and I went to FIT for advertising, and we had a class, and I learned InDesign in that class.
Were you doing art at all before?
I mean, I've drawn all my life, one way or another. Like when I was younger, I thought I wanted to be like a tattoo artist, but like I didn't like how like I didn't want to fuck up anybody's tattoos and then like them get mad or whatever. So
yeah,
I never really pursued it after that point. But I've always drawn one way or another. So Illustrator was just like different because I got to learn how to like digitally draw, and like I didn't really need like markers or paint or anything like that. Like I could just do it on a laptop. So, yeah, I started in college. Like, I had a friend who offered me like $40 to do his cover, and I did, and it was trash.
Does he still make music?
I think he does, yeah. But that cover was garbage. Like, now looking back on it, but like at the time, it was like, oh, this is so fucking cool, bro. That's me, and it was like terrible. But yeah, that's how it started.
Did you know you were onto something? Like,
I knew that was a good tool to have. Like, because in my class they were like, oh, this is good to have because like you can like work for a company and make a logo or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool, this seems fun. So then I just like I used like Pirate Bay to like download that shit, so I didn't have to pay for it. And at the time I had like a 2014 Mac Mini, and it was terrible. Like this was like 2017, 2018, and like it was just bad. I bought it brand new too, and it was bad out the box. But like that's all I had, so I had like a keyboard and like a mouse that like it wasn't Mac, but like
just some offshoot.
it was just some
fucking-
off-brand
yeah,
shit.
offshoot mouse.
And like so at the time it was like 2019, so I was just doing shit for myself, like doing shit that I thought was cool, like making like Rey Mysterio or like doing like just fun shit that like related to like the music that I listened to or like wrestling.
And wrestling.
Yeah, so I did that shit, and then Gunn announced he had Awesome God coming out, and I did the piece, basically this joint. I did that right there. I did
Was that
for
your
fun.
first one that was like?
That was the one that put me on, pretty much. Like I did it not expecting anything. I did it just because I thought it was cool, and like you know what I'm saying. Like it was him. He's the fly god, so I made him into Jesus, and it hit. I guess. Like,
How
when-
quickly after you sent it did it hit? Did he see it?
I just posted it at first. I posted it on my mom's birthday, so it was May 13th. And Awesome God came out in like July, so I didn't really expect anything out of it. Like I just posted it, and then he like commented on it and like fucked with it, and then he DM'd me and he was like, "Yo, I fuck with that shit." Like, and then he asked me like what he had to do to use it, and I was just like, "Bro, you're you." Go ahead. Like, as long as I get something out of it, like, just send me some shit. Like,
Yeah.
and then he, like, took that shit to Johnny Dang and got a chain, bro. Like,
That is like.
yeah, it's beautiful, man. Like, I feel like every time he wears it somewhere, I feel like,
Have you like held it? Have you like?
yeah, that shit is like, it's crazy. It's like real.
Did you see that Richard Mille he bought today?
Yeah. Yo, his birthday's
He
in like
bought
2 days.
an
Yeah.
$800,000 watch today,
No diamonds.
and that chain, and a new chain. $800,000. That's
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. Shout out to Westside Gun.
I mean,
man.
the piece you did is he has it up in his.
yeah,
that, like,
it's in
the
the
li-
shop.
the shop?
Well, did he move it from the shop?
No, he has it in the shop. I was just at the shop like a month or so ago.
Okay,
and there
so
was
yeah, I know because I know he had like I don't know if he has two because I know he has one in Phoenix too.
Yeah, and have you been out to the place in Phoenix?
Nah. I'd like to go though.
Have you been to Buffalo Kids?
Oh yeah, I was there at the opening actually.
I was there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was dope.
That your piece is like one of the.
Yeah, man, it was that's the first time I've ever seen it in person. So like a quick thing about that, like I was pretty scared because during the riots, I knew that it was at apartment what is it 2B or something like that in LA.
Yeah.
I knew that they had it there because they had a pop-up shop with Gun Nut like before. And so the last thing, like as far as what I knew it was there. So then the riots came and I found out that they got like ransacked and I was like, shit, like what if it's like torn to like what if they fucking broke it? Like I was
Yeah.
like, damn, that'd suck. And then Gun has that shit at Buffalo Kids. I'm like, oh damn, we gotta go now. Like yeah,
You were there.
man.
That's a fucking historic day. Like
Yo, that day was crazy, bro. We didn't get no sleep at all. Like we were just like up and we were there and like we ended up getting there at like 7 a.m. off of no sleep and we stayed till like 6 in the afternoon and we went back to the hotel and just like slept for like 4 hours. And it still wasn't enough.
no, I did the same thing. I got there at like 8. I stayed until 6. I took like an hour nap and then I had interviews all night at
Damn.
shout out Struggle Compound, Struggle Mike. And then a dude tried to rob me outside my Airbnb.
What?
And yeah, dude. Buffalo.
Bro,
Was
please
that your
talk about
first
it.
time in Buffalo?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Buffalo is like they say Buffalo is.
It is.
It
Buffalo
is. It's-
like
it is.
Buffalo is crazy.
If
man.
you listen to fucking that music, like Grizel, like you, it's
They're not lying.
That
Like-
is
like,
Buffalo.
That's what they're talking about.
yeah. So it's like 2 a.m. and I'm finished all the interviews, and I pull into my Airbnb, and you have to like park on the side and it's like sectioned out. And this dude comes in and like blocks me in. And he like starts coming towards me. It's like 2 a.m. I was waiting literally all day in that fucking line. I was just tired. I'm not like a tough guy. I'm like, what the fuck do you want? I like raged at him. I just took the whole anger of waiting in line, not anger, but just the waiting in line all day and the not being able to sleep. I just like raged on him and he ran away. And I didn't get robbed in
shout
Buffalo.
out to Buffalo kids, man. 'Cause they gave you that rage, man.
They gave me that
rage.
What is it though about fucking? He created a movement that, like, what other movement is like it that spawned so many like artists? Like, I mean, you're part of like how many? 20, 30 artists that are like really been like.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, I totally get it. Like, we were at Top Shelf, and I was just like with some friends, and we were just like, I was like looking around, and I was like, they played Rome Streets, like while everybody was like mingling, and I look at them, and I'm like, yo, you want what the dope shit about this is? It's like, it's not like how it is when we were younger, where we heard somebody and we thought it was cool, but like, we didn't really like know how to tell these people that their shit was cool, because like, you know, they're celebrities and all that, but like, Rome Streets is right there, signing shit for people, and like. So anybody could literally just walk up and be like, yo, this is you and your shit is dope. Like, I thought that shit was just beautiful. You know, it was like, Top Shelf is fire because that's the culture, you know? Like, everybody was there. It was like the first one after quarantine, and everybody was just like excited to see everybody. So it was cool. But yeah, man, this culture is crazy, bro. Like, it's so cool to be able to like be a part of something that's just so giving. Like, it just gives you some shit to listen to. Like, whatever you're going through, there's always, like, a song for it.
But, like, what made you do that? Like, did you see, like, what, like, who's Seppington? Like, the art inspired by it?
Yo, it's crazy.
Such a different... Shout out Seppington.
Shout out Seppington. Shout out Squat Deadface.
Shout out Squat Deadface, yeah.
Shout out Bernard Art. Shout out Tony Cave. Shout out Frico Rico.
Shout out Kip.
Shout out Kip, like, yo, like, all those guys. Is like,
Isaac, shout out.
Isaac Paleo, like, everybody within it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
her favorite, Soto.
Yo, shout out to Soto. Like, everybody kind of knows, like, what type, like, what time it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we already kind of know. Like, I don't really, like, I ask for advice from these people because, like, I value their opinions and, like, I learn from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I look at these people as, like, they're mentors to me because, you know, like, I get to hit them up and ask them about certain shit just to make my art better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can always ask Sep, like, yo, like, what do you think I need to do next? Or, like, how can I make my shit better? Or, like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, I can just hit them up and ask them. So the inspiration from them was always there. I just never kind of knew it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never kind of really knew or put two and two together until, like, shit already just started happening. Like, me and Sep share similar stories. Like, he did Fly God off of his iPhone 5S or whatever it was. And, you know what I'm saying? I did my shit on a Mac Mini. Like, it took me, like, 2 hours to send that shit to Wes because that Mac was so fucking bad. He was like, all right, email it to me. And, like, my computer just froze for, like, an hour and a half. And I was just like, fuck. Like, I just missed it. Like, I missed the opportunity. Like, but nah, you know, like, it just worked out. But, you know, just to be able to share, like, similar stories with these people who are, like, around me doing the same shit on, like, bigger scales. It's just inspirational, you know, just, like, it makes me keep going because it's like, yo, if you're going to, like, categorize me and put me in the same circle as them, I'm going to just keep doing what I do and keep doing what I like because it worked to this point, you know? Like,
yeah.
Just got to keep doing that shit.
But what, it's been 2-3 years since that? Like, and look at where you, like...
Yeah.
That's
everything kind of, like, happens fast, like... It's not overnight, but, you know, looking back at it now, it's just like, damn, that kind of went by.
Not for nothing, but I got a Facebook memory today. And a year ago today, I had a post that said, wow, I got 500 listens. Like, for all my episodes, I got 500 listens a year ago. And I was like, I remember that day being so excited about it. And now it's like, that was a year. Like, that's crazy. That, like... I'm not gonna say like I get that pretty easily and like but it's wild looking back when you focus on that. It's hard, like once you focus on something, it's crazy to realize how many people aren't focused on something.
Yeah, man.
Does that make
it makes
make
perfect
sense?
sense. Like at the end of the day, like the only thing that we can do is just keep going. Like, not to steal from Larry June. Shout out Larry June. I fucking love.
Shout
Larry
out
June.
Larry June. Yeah.
Yo, can I get that, please? My health aid, please.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need that. Thank you very much. Shout out Larry June. But yeah, man, you just got to keep going. And at the end of the day, like, it doesn't really matter what everybody else is doing. Like, sometimes people will just get too clouded with what everybody else is doing, and they just kind of forget what the fuck they're doing. So I try to just do what I like and just make dope shit.
But where do you think that comes from? That's what I talk about, like the movement where it's like I heard that and it inspired me, like hearing Griselda. Do you want to?
I got it.
That was impressive.
Thanks.
Can I get another White Claw? But like it inspired me, and I didn't know how, but to create, like, where does that come from? Like, it was weird how it inspired a bunch of different people to follow their shit, and it isn't even like I don't want to be a rapper. Like I heard I want to be a comedian. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm a podcaster, like, but it inspired me to follow my shit. And that's weird. Not weird, but
it's funny cuz like AA Rashid said, man, we're here. Oh shit, that's about to fall. There we go. We're all here, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I forget what intro he did, but he said pretty much what I want to say right now, so I don't really want to butcher it, but like we're supposed to be where we are at that point. Like, we're here because our intelligence is needed here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird how it happens because, like, you know what I'm saying? You just have to have that drive, and you have an idea, and you make that idea happen. But it's kind of like, for me, I find it that I do it for myself first. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that I've done to this point that, like, has really hit was shit that I've done and didn't really expect anything out of. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did some Action Bronson and Rock Marcy shit a couple weeks ago, not expecting Action to see it. I wanted him to see it, but you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to get shown Action. He's got like 1 million something followers or whatever, but and then he saw it in like fucking 15 minutes, and he reposted that shit. So
shit.
Yeah, man. Like, but I did that just because I love the song, Spirit Cooking. It's that joint off Mount Marcy.
Yeah.
Shit was just so fire, and I just got inspired by that to draw some shit, you know? And that's kind of what it is. Like, for what we do, we just kind of get inspired by, like, the music. And, like, you know, Frico Rico's been doing this shit for as long as I can remember seeing. He's always just, like, took Action Bronson's lyrics and just made something out of it. So that's kind of where I got the inspiration from, seeing Bernard do the same shit and just, like, flex as, like, crazy as he does. Like, he just did some Kanye shit yesterday, and I was just like, damn, bro, I wish I did that. I wish I thought of that first. But that's how it is. Like, it's such a friendly competition between all of us, man. Like, I will do shit, and they'll be like, fuck, that's so cool. I wish I did it. And then they'll do the same shit, or they'll do something different, and I'll have the same reaction. Like, fuck, I wish I thought of that first. Like, it's all love.
Do you come from, like you say, like the be here now, like in the moment? Do you come from it, like from a spiritual side of, like, it led to this? Because you said you got into mushrooms like recently.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
yeah, like I've always made fun of people that like, not made fun of them, but like, you know, you hear somebody walk up and it's like, what's your sign? Like, I'll hear that shit all the time. I'm just like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like,
yeah.
But
no, I don't believe in that shit.
Yo, like,
I mean, I don't. It's not. I just don't know. Like,
yeah, it's one of those things where, like, you kind of just, like, when you don't know, you just, like, automatically hate it.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I don't know shit about that, but, like, fuck that shit.
Like, I was explaining to my mom that, like, my DMT trip,
Yo.
and she didn't even know. Like, she didn't even know I did mushroom. And I was like trying to explain to her, like, like, as real as this conversation is, I met my higher power. And it's, like, so weird to, like, drop that on someone who has no idea or frame of reference of, like,
yeah, I
that
totally
shit
get that,
is.
man. My mom is, she's, like, religious, you know, and she's still very young, too. So just to, like, I'm happy where the relationship I am with my mom, but, like, I don't, like, it's not like I don't, like, tell her everything that I do, but, like, I know how to filter out what I tell my mom.
But she's religious. Do you have any, like Like, do mushrooms hit you in like a spiritual way, or do they hit you in like a different way?
It's kind of like psychedelics kind of hit me in a way where like it is spiritual because like I've used it to kind of like help me with shit that we've been going through or whatever. Like I'll just like basically like on the surface, me and Janelle usually just like do that shit as like an off day. Yo, we have a day off, so let's just like have a trip and kind of like go on a date or something. So
You go out on like you go out in public, or you like stay out.
well,
Like,
we've done both. Like we'll kind of like we kind of treat everything like a date, just to like make it fun. Like going to the gym or like going grocery shopping or some shit. We'll just like make it fun. Like roll up, go do it, and then just like laugh on the way or whatever. So
Yeah.
psychedelics is kind of the same way, except for like sometimes we cry.
Were you a crier before them?
I mean, like I don't want to say no, but like I cry. Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Everybody cries.
Not everybody cries. That's the crazy thing. Some people are psychopaths.
I've seen her cry.
Before psychedelics, like before quarantine.
I've seen her cry.
Like all of that.
Yeah.
Like
I've seen her cry.
after that, I don't know what happened. I think it's like a coming of age. I'm 25 now.
Yeah, and you.
A coming of age.
I've seen her cry.
Older or whatever, like things start to hit you. Whatever you was bottling up before.
Don't let her fool you, she cries.
I don't know.
I
you're right.
feel like I don't cry when I'm on psychedelics, but I do cry sometimes.
I find it that I cry when I'm on psychedelics, and like that's all the crying that I need.
Do you do you work on your art while you're tripping, or do you like
I
wait
actually
to?
hate doing shit when I'm tripping, because like I've done shit when I was tripping, and it like while I'm tripping, it looks so fucking cool because the colors and like everything that you're doing. But like after the fact, it's like, damn, what did I just do? Like, I don't know. You look back on it, and it's like, yeah, it's cool, but it's just like a bunch of shit.
Do you
Like,
do all your shit on like Illustrator online? Like, do you do any freehand?
Yeah, no. So
I don't know the terms.
Like, so, digital art.
Digital art, yeah. I should know this. I should know this by now.
I started on digital, but like lately we've been doing like paintings and shit. So
Mm-hmm.
like we've learned how to paint. We learned like like I've always drawn one way or another. So yeah, like we stayed up last night and just painted some shit. We got work, So I'm working on some shit right now for like Spanish Rand and Tree Mason. Shout out to the church. And so me and Janelle just painted some shit last night, and that like. That's it.
What was up with the? I'm so mad I didn't get the mushroom tea at Top
Yo,
Shelf.
That shit was beautiful. That fungus. I guess my thing is when it comes to like psychedelics and like, I guess like alcohol too. Like I don't like the taste of alcohol, but I know what it does to me. And like if I'm kind of like going for it and like that's the vibe for the night, I'll kind of just like dive right into it rather than like just sip or just slowly get into it. Like I just hate the taste of drinking, so I just like gulp everything and just like hurry up, get me drunk. type
Were you a
shit.
drinker in college?
Nah, not really. I never really like. I didn't do anything until I turned 18, just out of respect for my parents.
I was the same way. I didn't. I mean, it was probably because no one offered it to me, but. But no. For real though, I didn't smoke until 18. Like I didn't do it in high school or anything. We're taking a smoke break, everyone. Hold on.
Yo, same. I didn't do anything until I turned 18.
And then did you smoke, drink?
I smoke. I mean, well, I like always like drank, like not always, but like when I was like 16, I kind of like dabbled in drinking. I started fucking with like Mike's Hard Lemonade. I know that's not really drinking, but like
I get what you mean.
I feel like there's really like no in between for me. There's no like there's nothing that I can like. It's either Mike's Hard Lemonade or I'm drinking Hennessy. There's nothing else like that is in the middle of that. Like there's no like, oh, you're chilling. It's either I'm chilling or I'm fucked up. Like I don't know what the middle looks like.
I'm having White Claws now, but like with fucking shout out Kip, I was doing shots of Jameson with him all night. Like we were getting fucked up. And I don't do that a lot, but like there is a switch in my brain that I feel like with food, with weed, with drinking, there is a switch where I can turn and I'm like, I can take it all in. Like I will, like psychedelics fucking help me learn how to run. Like I lost a lot of weight
Yeah.
over quarantine, like 60 pounds.
Beautiful. Congrats.
Thank you. But it was like when I tripped, it was like you when you didn't want to stop walking. I was like, I need to move. So I started running. I had jeans on and a flannel, and I'm running, and I run 4 miles, tripping my balls off. And it was the best feeling I had. Like, I loved that shit. And then I've just been running. Like, I run 4 or 5 times a week.
That's so fire.
Yeah.
I want to get to that point. Like, you know, me and Janelle, we've been going to the gym lately. So I'm kind of like on a weight loss journey. I went from like a 4X to a 3X.
Congrats,
Shout out
man.
to me.
That is.
Thank you. But yeah, man, like we kind of just like hit that peak where we just looked at each other and we were just like, yo, we got to do some shit about this because I'd like to live longer. So that's kind of like one of our conversations when we were on psychedelics. We kind of like did some adulting. We usually
Anna,
like
you want to hit it?
we usually like adult when we're on psychedelics. So like we'll just plan shit out.
You
and
can be
just-
honest. Like, you can be brutally honest
Yeah.
when you're tripping. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't, you don't feel that, like, shame holding you back on certain things.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So like I'm able to look at her and just be like, yo, I want to get my shit together and not feel a type of way. And just like feel like I just feel great about it. Like, all right, I can say what I want to say without having to hold back, and she can agree with it. Or even if she doesn't agree with it, we can still talk about it as adults.
Yeah.
So I think that's the beauty of like psychedelics. You're able to just kind of like be yourself at once. Like you just like say fuck everything, fuck like just everything at all. Like anything that like will cast judgment or whatever. Like I could just be myself and just look at you and just say what I'm thinking.
And you're also gaining success. Success is such a shitty word, but you're gaining what you want. Like, you're following what you want, which then makes you want to, like, keep doing it. I don't know. Were you, like, sad before you didn't follow your shit? Or are you, like, a happy person?
I try to be a happy person. I try to be as positive about shit as possible. I think before that I was kind of just like confused about like what I wanted to do and where my place was. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do, and I just needed to like get real with myself. And I think that's what quarantine was about, because you know we all kind of like spend time with ourselves. And at the time I had a roommate, but like I kind of lived alone because like he stayed on his part and I stayed on my part, and we really didn't say shit to each other. So you know I had to wake up to myself. I had to look at myself in the mirror most of the time and just like really just be real with myself. So that's where that shit came. Like at that point too, it was during quarantine, so I had already done the shit for West. Like, so I already had like an idea of exactly where I can go, but I just had to like figure out if I was gonna take that path or if I was gonna like work for someone else, you know. So
Was there a moment? Or was it just like a combination of all of it?
I think it was it was just a combination, because like certain shit led, and it really happened really fast because it really happened within a year, but certain shit like led to it, like quarantine and like fucking the riots, and you know living through all that shit and looking at what's going on in the media, and just like looking at where we were as like a country and as a world. And just like, damn, do I really want to spend my time working for somebody else, like on a bullshit job?
Do you do you feel shit on a big scale? Like when you talk about tripping and you say like we, meaning like as a people, like do you feel that? Like do you feel like a connection on a big level?
Yeah, I do. Like there's like, you know, this is our generation. Like this is our time. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, everybody's pretty much responsible for like what's going on one way or another. And like by that I mean like we look at shit and sometimes we kind of just shrug our shoulders and just be like, well, wouldn't be me or whatever that the case is. But like at the end of the day, this is still like where we live and shit. So I'm not trying to get any like political or nothing like that, but like
No,
it's
I'm because your work is like politically driven. Like a lot of
Yeah.
your artwork, it is. I
Yeah.
mean, not, like especially your
it's
shit with
inspired by
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in that because it is a real thing that I honestly do feel like is coming with like what's happening, everything else. Like it's not. I don't want to speak out of, but it's like I feel like when labels ran shit, they could sweep shit under the rug, and they could just play to whatever.
Yeah.
But especially with Griselda, where it's like you lived a life and now you're like telling about it, and it's independent. There's nothing to sweep under the rug. Like they can,
Right.
it's all right there, and that kind of opens it up.
Yeah, they can literally do whatever they want, and like, you know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it. Like, just to be able to like say I fuck with this and I don't fuck with that. Like, it's okay to not fuck with shit. It's okay to not like what everybody else is liking, or it's okay to just not like be a follower. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying like everybody's a follower, but what like, you know, we don't all have to do the same shit. Everybody could have their own like different life paths and shit, but like I could be here and you can be there, and I could be like, yo, good shit. I like what you're doing.
And you're doing it yourself. Like you're not
Yeah.
at a backing of like you have to listen to what someone.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Is that does that happen in the art world? Like not signing to a label, but an equivalent of that where you get your art gets muted.
I don't want to say no, but I haven't really like dealt with any of that yet, at least like to the top of my head, because I kind of just do dope shit or at least shit that I think is dope. Like the Uncle John thing could have like been muted, you know what I'm saying? Like it could have been too real for the world because of what was going on at that point, but because everybody's independent at that point, Uncle John's an independent artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not under a label or anything like that. He was able to make the dope ass music, and it just so happens that what I created went along with that, and also was real with what was going on in the world, you know? So that's kind of like where my place was with it. Like, especially with the riots and all that, like, I didn't really know how to express myself because, like, I felt like, damn, what am I doing to raise awareness about this situation that's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, people were on the streets and people were, like, rioting and stuff like that, and they were protesting. So I did what I know what to do. Like, I drew. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ended up, like, drawing, like, the fires and shit, like, the building that was on fire, or, like, in Brooklyn, the police van that was on fire, like, I did my own renditions of them just to like show that, you know what I'm saying, I see what's going on and this is where I stand with this shit, but also shit that I like to see. You know, I like to reflect on what's going on in the world sometimes. Like it's not just like guns and bricks and blood and money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's okay to just like be real with yourself.
So how do you like? That's how you found your like muse. That like. How do you find it now, like, without... Do you have to go to, like, a place of wanting to grow when you, like, find your muse when you're creating your art?
So there's shit that people pay me to do, and then there's shit that, like, I do because I like it. Because, you know, not every time somebody comes with me with a good idea... Or not that it's not a good idea, but like it's not every time that somebody might come to me with like an idea that I'll listen to and I'll be like, shit, well, how am I gonna make this come to life? Like sometimes people have lists of demands that they want on a cover, and I have to hit every bullet point.
Does that suck? Do you feel like? Do you not like art when it's not?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that sometimes those ideas are just garbage. Like, I've had, like, one guy DM me, and he was like, he sent me a whole fucking paragraph of shit that he wanted on the cover. Mind you, I didn't even, like, answer his DM yet. It was just like, yo, what's going on, man? I like your shit. This is what I want on the cover. This. How much would it be? And it's like, damn. Like, number one, like, all of that shit sounds whack. But number two, that's not going to be cheap because, like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, so... and then he sends me an example of what he wanted, and it was just
Like he drew it himself?
Nah, it was like what he wanted somebody else had already done, and what they did was already garbage.
Oh, and he just wanted you to do it better.
So
than?
he wanted me
That's
to do
even
it.
shittier.
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
Yeah.
It was terrible. Like,
Imagine someone sending you another piece of art and you had to do a better version of that. That is insane. But
yeah,
like can you kind of get away? Like you're creating a brand now, like not a brand, but like you have your website dropping and a bunch of shit.
Oh,
Does that allow you?
When is this dropping?
A couple weeks, 2 weeks.
All right. So at that point, it'll probably already be there. But just go to LordNMF.com and see what the fuck I got going on.
Yeah. Does that allow you? Definitely check it out because I love the logo. I love all the art that you're doing. Does that free you up to do like work on art that you want to work on?
I try not to take those requests like.
Yeah, because it kind of taints.
Not even that, like, not because like I've done shit that like I've done for the money, like you know what I'm saying. Like, if you want to pay me for some shit, I'll do it. Like, it's no problem. Like, no skin off my back. I'm cool. I got that. Like, but it's just like at the end of the day, sometimes I really just don't want to do that shit. I don't want to do it. So
You have to like.
I don't do it. I just be like, yeah, bro, like nah, I'm not your guy. Or I'll try to head crack them at that point. And like I'll be like, all right, you want that? You gotta pay me like $600 or some shit like that, or $700. And then at that point, if they pay me for that shit, that means they really want it, and I don't mind doing it at that point
Because that's a lot of
you know. But if they say no, then I just missed out on something I really didn't want to do. Or I didn't miss out, but like I dodged a bullet.
Do you see a path? Like, is there a way to be an artist full time? Like, is that?
Yeah. I actually quit my job in February.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I quit my job in February, and I just started doing art full time. But
Did you ever think that would be like?
Yo, I never really thought that was gonna be like an option. You know, it's one of those things where it's like people tell you that you can't do that shit or it's not the right thing to do, and I did that shit.
That's fucking. You made a decision that holds a lot of people from the precipice of self-success.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's like, yo, at the end of the day, if I really wanted to make this shit happen, like that was a perfect time to do it. And like, I'm not saying it was easy every single day, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I'm not where I am right now where I want to be, because obviously, you know, I want to keep growing. But it was a good way for me to wake up and like go hard on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a good way for me to wake up and be like, all right, what the fuck am I doing today that is gonna make sure that I don't have to go back to another job?
Did that give you like a real hunger? Like,
it did, cause like you know what I'm saying? Like, we went through some shit where we had to make sure that this was the right thing we wanted to do, and that was the right decision. But you know, we've had good days and we've had bad days, and when we had bad days, we were like, fuck, like, you think we should get a job now? And then there's always like some shit happening where it's like, nah, we're not gonna get a job. Like,
yeah, the fucking omens, like
yeah,
the fucking
like,
omens.
They'll like just mad shit will happen, and it'll be like it'll make you want to get a job and just say fuck it. It's easier to just get a job. But like, literally, like the day that I look at Janelle, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just start looking for jobs today. Some shit will happen, and it'll just be like, see, I don't gotta get a job now.
What are the like craziest things that have happened? Like the biggest, like those moments.
Well, Buffalo Kids, that we actually kind of like use that as a good segue from like working to not working, and it was a beautiful experience.
A
to be able to
deserved
go up
one,
there.
too.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
Was that the first time you saw his chain?
no, I'd seen his chain maybe 4 times prior, 3 times or something like that.
What was that like? Seeing his chain? Did you know he was making that into a chain?
He posted it. He posted it. And
So he didn't tell you that he was gonna
Nah,
make that
like
into
he
a
usually
chain?
just does shit, and I see it, and I'm like, damn, that's so cool. Like, but it's so funny because like anything that's ever happened where like it was me or like I had something to do with it, I always like wake up to it. Like it's never like I'm like up and like I just see it. Like the only time that it's ever happened is when when Dope actually posts the vinyl and like it was officially like, yeah, I got the cover.
That was.
Yeah, we was on the mega bus coming back from Philly when that shit happened, and then we were in the back of the mega bus, like, holy shit, like, but yeah, like, good and bad when it comes to that, like, me waking up to shit, because like when Yams died, I woke up to that news. When Mac Miller died, I woke up to that news. But at the same time, like, I woke up to fucking, like, me finding out that the CD cover that I did for Awesome God, like, I didn't know that. The chain, like, people just started tagging me in that shit. I woke up to that. Gun reposting my the Awesome God 2 before it became the cover. He just, like, posted that shit and just, like, used that, like, as the announcement or whatever the case was. But, like, I woke up to that shit. Like, I don't know, man. I kind of just, like, do shit and then fall asleep and not expect anything. And then
That
I
seems
wake
like a
up
great
like,
way to
oh,
do
shit.
it.
Like,
It seems to work for you.
yeah. But also, I just have, like, a shitty, like, sleep schedule, man. Like, like,
I wish. Can I be real? I wish I had a shitty sleep schedule. Like I get home after a show. It's like midnight, 1 a.m. I just want to go to bed, which I wish I could like stay up and work. But I know I'm just tired, and I sleep till like 10 or 11, and that's like shit. I'm not getting anything done. I'm sleeping too much.
And I'm the exact opposite. I'm, like, up, like, stressing, like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, and then I'm just like, fuck, I gotta work on some shit. And then
So
I
do
work
you
on some
have shit like? Do you have future plans, or do you just go like with the flow?
I the way I work, personally, I have, like, short-term goals for myself. There's artists that I want to work with, and there's also,
Do you have
like,
artists that like? Who do you want to work with?
oh man, Alchemist is definitely on the long, like, the short-term goal list. Yeah, short-term goal, I'd say that.
Shout out the $. Great
Yeah,
artist.
yo, actually, like, anybody that's ever, like, it's funny because, like, the artists that end up working with Alchemist, like, I'll see them in, like, that, like not in the, like, in the tag photos. I'll see their work and I'll see what they're doing because they're tagging these artists, and then they'll end up working with the artists. So, like, you know, that's how we get it done. That's what we do. But like, I'll always see the specific person. Like, the $sign was one of them. Fucking Noah with Pray for Paris, Pray for Haiti. I'm sorry. I saw his shit.
Do you know about? I tried to get him on the podcast, and his mom wouldn't let him.
Where
He's from England. He's a 17-year-old British kid.
Whoa.
And so his mom wouldn't allow him on the podcast. Not that was the reason, but like he was kind of like, listen, I'm trying to keep it like anonymous. Like I don't want people knowing who I am.
Yeah.
He's a fucking 17-year-old kid from England.
That's
Shout out
so
Noah.
fucking Noah.
So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just thought that was the funniest
that's
shit
so
ever.
dope, bro. Like, but like I had seen his Who Made the Sunshine shit. I had seen that prior, and like I was looking at like I think the hashtags for Who Made the Sunshine or some shit, and that popped up, and I saw it, and I was like, damn, this is so dope, like, fuck, that's so cool. And then he ended up working with Wes on the Pray for Haiti shit, and that was just so dope too.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know, like, these rappers know what they're doing, and like these producers, like Alchemist has a good idea, like, you know what I'm saying, he knows what the fuck he's doing, like, but when it comes to like the artists, like, I always find that they end up working with like shit that I've seen, and it's like, wow, that's so fucking cool. Like,
do you want to do work for like the shit you liked before? Like, do you still listen to like the trap beer? Like, I love Detroit shit. Like,
yo, it's funny that you were gonna say that because Danny Brown's my favorite rapper.
Are you? I just had fucking Bruiser Wolf on the podcast. Shout out Bruiser Brigade.
There's a.
Fucking that's all right.
Danny Brown's my favorite rapper.
That's crazy. I'm going out for Bruiser Thanksgiving in November.
Oh, that's fucking dope, man. We'll tell him I need to work on a cover or some shit.
I'll put him for real.
I've worked with. I've met Danny Brown maybe like 2 or 3 times, and like one-on-one, like, oh shit, hey, what's going on type shit. Like, but he, like, every time I've met him, like, I don't know if you know, like, when he like goes on stage, like, he's usually like twisted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or at least he was at that point, because it was like, what, 2016 or whatever, when Atrocity came out. And so I've met him, but like, I don't think I really met him because he's always been fucked up. So, But yeah, man, I want to work with like Danny Brown, like Schoolboy Q, like these are the rappers that I've always listened to. Like, but I definitely want to work with them. Like, I feel like my artwork is just kind of like it kind of works with it. Like Isaiah Rashad, like the shit that he's about to drop.
That new single he just dropped,
Bro, like
that was the best of the three. I've loved all three, but that new one.
Isaiah, I've been dying to work with Isaiah Rashad. Like,
So you say Triple X is your favorite Danny album?
Triple X is what pretty much put me on to like the hip hop that I've started listening to, because at that point I was 15. Like I was a teenager, and
Yeah, I was same.
yeah, we're the same age. Yeah, so yo, we were the same age.
We were the same age, listening to the same shit.
My cousin pushed me on. Like at this point, I was just listening to like 90s and 80s like rock, like Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue and shit. And
For real?
yeah.
Oh, my dad was playing me Ice Cube and Wu-Tang Clan.
So all right. So my dad was trying to get me, like he was trying to like he knew what I would listen to, and he knows about this shit because like my dad was born in like the late 70s and shit. So he was trying to get me onto like NWA and like Jay-Z and shit, but I was just listening to like straight like fucking Guns N' Roses and Nirvana and shit.
I remember when I asked you, are you an angry person before the art?
Nah, bro, I promise you I wasn't. Like it was just shit that
you
I
would
fucked
rage
with.
out to that
Yeah,
shit.
like no, but like I never like
no, but that's why you like Danny Brown. I get
exactly.
I get it.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
really do
So
get
that's
it,
why
yeah.
when like my cousin put me on to like ASAP Rocky and Kendrick at like in 2011, and I was like, yo, who the fuck are these people? They're so dope. And like I found out about Danny Brown, and he just like fit because he was like a mix of what I listened to. And
Atrocity Exhibitions, probably. That's such a good. I saw Kendrick Lamar open up for Steve Aoki. This is
what year
crazy.
Was that? What year was that?
2012, 11. This was maybe like a couple months before Good Kid, Mad City dropped. And he opened up for Steve Aoki. How crazy is that shit?
And now Kendrick is just the fucking
Like, that's
guy.
Kendrick. Like,
That's
I've
how
seen
it
him a
is.
few times, but like that, I was right up front.
That's so dope. What did he play?
All of like Section 80 and like all that old like The Heart, like part 1 through. See, I like Good Kid, Mad City's my favorite Kendrick album.
I can respect that. It's a great album.
I don't like Damn that much.
I can also respect that.
All right, perfect. No, people get so fucking mad when I say that shit.
I like Damn. Damn is a good album.
It's fine.
It's like I fuck with Damn because I heard it the first time just listening to it, and then I heard it like really listening to it, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like the story about his dad and fucking like Top was gonna kill his dad and shit. Like I was like, no way this is true, and it's true. Like what the fuck? Like,
all right, maybe I'll go back and listen to
Yo,
it.
give
'cause
it a
I
go.
don't like when albums get like super.
It's funny that you say that because like the reason why I didn't really like hip hop in high school is because I was in Philly at the time and everybody was listening to Meek Mill and like MMG. So like I listened to it, but I really couldn't appreciate it because everybody around me listened to it and were like, that's all they were listening to. So I had like I was on to like Odd Future and shit at the time, but like that was still weird to them. You know what I'm saying? So I had to listen to that myself. I had to like bump. I didn't really like rage because like I didn't have people to rage with. Like I had to just rage in my headphones.
Everyone around me was just listening to white ass music, and like my dad took me to see Wu-Tang Clan when I was 12.
That's
like
so fucking dope.
Like I knew every word to The Predator by Ice Cube when I was young as shit. Like so no, I just dove head first because I was the only one listening to that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's kind of where I like developed that diving into these people because like I didn't start getting friends that listened to the same music until like I got to high school, and at that point I was already like, all right, I'm gonna go to college, so like these are my friends and this is what we're gonna listen to.
Yeah.
But I kind of gotta just like know what the fuck what am I gonna be listening to forever, like type shit. That's what you're thinking about and shit. But like that shit just starts changing. Like every day, like One day I might be listening to like fucking Bon Jovi.
Never.
Next day I might
You'll
be.
never hear me listening to Bon Jovi.
No way. Bon Jovi's dope, man. Like,
I only listen to rap music, weird jazz from like the 70s, and Kurt Vile. That's like
I fuck with that. I fuck with that. That's a good mix. I'm like, bro, I have a little bit of everything. Like, I can't like if I hear some shit and it's dope, man. Like, I fuck with Bad Bunny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get mad at Bad Bunny.
I saw
Bunny,
Bad
bro.
Baby in concert.
I don't even know who that is.
On that note, man, thank you so much for real. How long did we do? Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you
for
for
real.
having me, man.
Your website will be out. Do you want to like?
Yes, sir. First and foremost, my name is Gregorio Torres. I am LordNMF. I don't think I've ever said that here, so I'm gonna say that now. But
I'm just gonna cut that.
my website is LordNMF.com. My Instagram is LordNMF because sometimes people forget the M or the N, and they'll call me like Lord MF or something. There's an N in there. LordNMF. Yeah, so .com.
MF Doom, is that like?
Yeah, that's Doom right there. That's the West Side Doom cover, Doom mask right there.
That's
Bernard
dope
did
as
that.
shit.
I got a couple of hip hop shits. But yeah, man, thanks for having me, man. You guys been awesome.
Man, this was really dope. Thanks for coming over.
Yo.
Everyone check it out. Peace.
Peace.